What's going on, everybody? Frank Bernardo. First and foremost, like, subscribe, make a comment, do something on this channel. I want to interact with you even more, but on today's episode of how to lose your real estate license and get sued. So I've agreed to not mention the agents' names on this because I know them very well, and it's a little crazy. The story's a little crazy, so I need you to stick with me. And when I say crazy, that's relative. I'm in real estate, and if you're not in real estate, this might not be crazy to you, but to me, it is super crazy. I've been doing this for 23 years, and I was privy to a transaction where the house went on the market, and then it sat on the market for a couple of weeks. I think it was a couple of weeks, and then an offer came in, and they negotiated, and they got into escrow. Awesome. Well, in the escrow process, you have to do paperwork. As a real estate agent, you have to do paperwork with your clients. There's like this thick, ridiculously thick amount of paperwork, mostly because a lot of people in California are crazy and they sue people. And every time somebody gets sued, it generates another piece of paperwork, which is fun. And then you have to read it, you have to understand, you have to explain it to your client. So all the paperwork came in for this transaction, and there was a piece of paperwork missing. The paperwork that was missing is called the AVID, Agent Visual Inspection Disclosure. The reason the AVID is important, it makes sure that the agent sees the property. So if there's a problem in the property, you don't want to rely on just the buyer checking it or the buyer's inspector checking it. You want the agent to check it as well, so the agent knows what's going on. So when the paperwork came into this transaction, there was no AVID. So the agent reached out to the buyer agent, the selling agent, listing agent reached out to buyer agent and said, hey, I don't have the AVID. Do you have the AVID? Can you send it over? The agent, and this is where the crazy part comes in, the agent said, I will get my client to fill it out and send it over as soon as possible. What? The client, no. The client does not fill that out. It's called the Agent Visual Inspection Disclosure. And so the selling agent said to the buyer agent, it's called the AVID. You're supposed to fill it out. The agent then said, gets even better, I don't fill those out. I have my client fill those out.